Article 12, sub 12.4, subsection F of the lease agreement says that Mr. Kennedy makes the following statement. Tenant is solvent and is not party to any assignment for the benefit of creditors' bankruptcy proceedings. I will first address the issue of solvency. In the essence of time, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the facts that Mr. Kennedy has. And I apologize for this being small, but I'll read it to you. James Kennedy alone has IRS tax liens, unpaid taxes from 1988 to 1991, Metropolitan Sewer District bill that has not been paid. Those two total $11,244. James Kennedy and Nina have 3 deeds of trust on their home, totaling $410,750. It was appraised at $180,000. James Kennedy and Nina and Upland Wings have deeds of trust, UCC filings, and a Clean Water Commission penalty that Upland Wings says that they cannot afford to pay the penalty. That total is $1,709,452.49. James Kennedy, Nina, Upland Wings, and Wings Enterprises has a deed of trust for UCC to a company named Mid-Metals for $300 million. So this total of the outstanding is $302,440,446.73. In the Missouri Clean Water Commission meeting on March 2nd, 2005, Mr. Kennedy stated the issue of the Missouri Clean Water Commission assessing a penalty from the pollutants leaking into the groundwater at Upland Wings. And I quote, Upland Wings was not aware of their permit when they purchased the property. There is no mining activity. They are primarily a wildlife and reclamation entity. If the department would view them as such, they could financially afford to meet the permit fees. Upland Wings is not in the position to pay the permit fees at the cost they are right now. If Upland Wings can't pay their permit fees and fix the polluting water, how can the city have confidence that they can do a billion-dollar deal? The total debt that James Kennedy is associated with is $302,440,446.73. To the concerned citizens of Crystal City, doing a lease agreement with someone who owes back federal taxes, back county taxes, back sewer bills, 3 mortgages, can't pay their permits to the Clean Water Commission, and has a current debt load of $302,440,446.73 is not financially solvent. Amen. We believe that Mr. Kennedy has intentionally misrepresented his financial position by not providing these publicly available documents. When we asked at the last council meeting, September 24th, 2007, if anyone had checked on the financials of Wings, the response was, and I quote, "No, have you?" Yes, we have. Wouldn't it have been nice to know this information before we rush to vote to sign the lease? Again, we request that the City Council not close on the PPG property. Article 9, Section 9.1, Paragraph 2 of the lease agreement, Mr. Kennedy makes the following declaration. Tenant, meaning Mr. Kennedy Wings Enterprises, may assign the lease as collateral to secure the necessary financing for the projects. You have not protected the city in giving Mr. Kennedy carte blanche to assign this lease to any individual or corporation he chooses as collateral for the necessary $1 billion financing of this project, and doing so by not making it conditional upon your full and prior and complete investigation and a written approval. The lease is now, right now, attached to any and all present, past assignments and liens as reflected by the deeds of trust and UCC 1 filings. While most of the outstanding liens against Mr. Kennedy have already been mentioned, there is one that stands out to be the most disturbing of all. On November 17, 2006, now that's 5 months after the non-disclosure with Wings Enterprises, 5 months after, Mr. Kennedy put up everything he owns, including all personal real property, Wings Enterprises, and Upland Wings, both presently and in the future, which means this lease, and entered into a massive deed of trust for the benefit of one particular creditor for a multi-million-dollar deal. In the deed of trust, which I'm sure you can't read from there, the following language exists. The collateral used for the herein mentioned loan amount includes all inventory, equipment, furniture, accounts, rents, leases, whether now existing or hereinafter arising, whether now owned or hereinafter acquired. In other words, the moment you and Mr. Kennedy sign the lease agreement, the lease and everything it contains becomes a property of this one creditor, amongst others, in this pre-existing deed of trust. Who is this one mysterious creditor that has now become the majority owner of this lease? A company called Min Metals. It's right there, and it's right here. Min Metals, this is their home page, is the largest minerals exporter and importer in China, headquartered in Beijing. When you go to the website of minmetals.com, your computer will flash this message. Please install the language pack, simplified Chinese. Min Metals USA states, because they have a button you can press and you get the English side, and I quote, in 1999, Min Metals is listed among the 44 key enterprises owned, managed, and controlled by the Central Communist Government, end quote. Thus, indirectly, the Communist Chinese government can and will now become involved in the development and operations of the former PPG property leased by Mr. Kennedy right here in the heart of Crystal City and soon to be owned by Crystal City. I quote on their webpage, in 2006, Min Metals Inc. total revenue reached $18.9 billion. This amount ranks Min Metals Inc. 435th in Fortune 500 group of large corporations in 2007, end quote. Now, this is the same company that now owns a lease agreement as collateral to their outstanding loan to Mr. Kennedy in their present deeds of trust. This means that in the entire world, Min Metals, the company who now would have the PPG land as collateral for their existing loan to Wings, is the 435th largest company in the world.